Founder of AC/DC, Malcolm Young, the rhythm guitarist and one of the brothers who started the band, is dead at 64. I loved AC/DC. It was one of my, it's not like one of my favorite bands, but it's definitely one of those bands where you're like, oh, an AC/DC song's coming on. This is gonna be a very intense, awesome next few minutes. They started the band in 1973. He was struggling with dementia. And then succumbed finally to it. He went through his own problems with alcohol. He went into rehab, but he sobered up years and years ago and was sober the rest of his life. Songs that they did were Dirty Deeds, Hell's Bells, Highway to Hell, and Thunderstruck is one of my favorites. What do you guys think? Do you guys listen to AC/DC?
You know, I never did when I was younger, but my first introduction to them, I was in pep band in high school. It was tight, okay? Band was tight. Anyways, we played Thunderstruck and You Shook Me All Night Long. Those were like my two favorites. They were so good. So that was my first introduction, but other than that, I never really listened to them. Yeah.
Their samples in a lot of the songs I listened to are great. You Shook Me All Night Long is that one song at the high school dance that people would get in the straight line and just grind to, believe it or not.
Like, really?
Yeah, Little Town, New Mexico, for sure. They would like rock back and forth and like you would just like, or like two hands in the air, one in the hair, the white girl dance, just kidding. AC/DC, I wasn't a true fan of their music. I have a lot of their t-shirts because I like their designation. But most successful group out of Australia, 110 million albums sold, 2003 induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, there's a reason why they're a legend.
That's a great point, because like they are one of those logos that's just on everything. Like in Japan, like one of every little store in Harajuku has at least like one AC/DC shirt that they sell.
Yeah, I think they definitely have this transcendent quality as a band, and part of that is in the logo, and you see that with other bands like Metallica as well, where it's sort of like the band name becomes so much more than just this band.
Pantera.
Pantera, Slayer,
Sure.
Where like I like to think that the bands are cool with that, because even if you don't necessarily listen to their music, you're still sort of rocking their merchandise, and I'm sure that when you start up a band, you dream of people wanting to wear your logo on the shirt. So I think that's pretty cool. I wish Sam was here for this because I know she's a big AC/DC fan. So I definitely thought about Sam and when we were going to be covering this story. I regret to say that I'm probably not as huge of an AC/DC fan as I should be, given the crowd that I rolled with in high school.
Really?
Yeah, just like metalheads and stuff. But I definitely like. What I think about what's cool about AC/DC is that they have crossover appeal in the sense that I can listen to Dirty Deeds with my mom, I can listen to it with my friends, I can listen to like Highway to Hell with my dad, who's a priest, and so they have this like this melodic rock and roll guitar heavy band that is one in a million.
When I was in college, I joined a fraternity. It's gonna be really like fratty, but like when they tell you you're in the frat, they'll like blindfold you and take you to this place, and it wasn't like weird or anything. It took us to like this beautiful place overlooking the hills. It was like way less fratty, but it was me and my best friend who still lives in Los Angeles. We still hang out. And what they did to like torture us on the way there, to give you an idea of how non-hazy this frat was, they just played the beginning of Thunderstruck, which is of a live Thunderstruck, which is like 5 minutes of just
the guitar,
and then they let it get to the point where it was like about to kick in, and they went back to the beginning of it. And it was just like,
my God.
Oh God, it's so, come on.
That's so true. It does have that buildup. That's pretty creative.
That's so cool,
So
bro.
What instrument did you play, Daron?
Tenor sax.
Tenor sax.
So obviously, the guitar is like the main thing. That's like the coolest part.
I wish you did it on the sax.
I wish.
Just Thunderstruck only on the tenor sax.
Saxophone solo.
I think the thing about AC/DC too that people latch on to is that they're brothers and how they come up. I always like, I have a twin brother. I love my brother to death, and so we tried to have a band. And I always played the drums. I was like, boom on the drums, but it never came to fruition. But just their story, and then the statements that his brother gave after he died, and just well done. Like it was just there's so much like it's like brotherly love there,
And a lot of like the famous guitarists throughout history have issued statements saying like just the idea that he gives you that unmistakable feel, and then the less is more, but just bold, simple statements. Do yourself a favor, listen to some AC/DC today, and have them in your thoughts, and we'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.